trying to figure out who is the right real estate agent for you, I've got some tips and tricks for you and how to make this a little bit better, easier, fun, and interesting for you to figure out who the next person is going to be that's going to help you either buy, sell, lease, or sell your home. First tip for you, don't pick a guy or girl, gal, that is doing this as a side hustle. You do not want to get somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. Well, you know what? Some people have a matter of opinion about that. But at the end of the day, I want to just say to you this. If they're not doing this full time and it's not in their DNA, they're not the people for you. You are going to get yourself in a whole mess of trouble, and they're going to give you probably a lot of bad advice because experience talks. You actually don't want somebody that says to you, I'll get back to you after work. Or if you need to know something right away, you can't wait. It is so critical in this business that reaction time is happening at the moment. Because guess what? As terrible as the cliche sounds, timing is everything in real estate. And if you can't get there right away when you need to make an offer or get some information that's going to make you make that most important decision of your life in a timely manner, you've got a problem. Because you know what? You just can't work that way. Most of you folks out there already know how to use a computer. And some of you guys would like to call yourself an expert when it comes to properties and real estate. But you know what? If you really want to use that internet for a good situation or a good purpose, go look up your agent. Go and check them out. Interview them offline. Figure out who it is that you're dealing with. Because guess what? You're going to end up having somebody that doesn't know their ass from their hole in the ground, as crass as that sounds. But you know what? You need to go check them out. And how do you do that? Very simple. It's not all about real estate. And I really, truly believe that some people's past experiences bring a lot to the table when it comes to negotiations, how they handle themselves. Are they an A personality, a B personality, somebody who's, a manager type person, or somebody who's a real geeky engineering type individual that really gets down to the details of things. You need to find somebody that you gel with. But most of the times people want to interview them to see if they can represent them in a tough situation. Because guess what? When you're cornered and you don't know what to do and you don't know what to say, it's always good to have somebody that knows how to react the right way at the right time. Because guess what? There's a lot of people out there that think they're hired guns and they're protecting the interests of their people by being a little bit, intimidating, threatening. You know what? You can't get anywhere with that. But anyways, that is an important component, recipe in this cake that you're baking when you want to find that right person. So the first place I always go look is LinkedIn. I'm not saying I'm the prime example, but you know what? If you want to check things out and know a little bit more about the person, go into their LinkedIn profile, see what they're doing. Are they advertising? Are they marketing their properties? Are they trying to get themselves out there? And then when you go back and look at some of their past experiences, you can see a little bit about that person. Here, you're going to get yourself a little bit of a flavor of what kind of individual that person is, what they've done, what their past experiences are, and you may find something that you have in common or related. Because believe me, commonality is the segue to perfection. Because you know what? A lot of times people want to know that they're talking the same talk and they relate on the same level. I find that people, when they talk to me and they say, they're talking about KPIs and, improvements and Six Sigma and lean manufacturing, they understand that that's the type of productivity they want and efficiency. Because believe me, those things are real key components to people that are working in that environment. And another great place to go look is on where you're supposed to show your wares, which is realtor.ca. Go on there and look up that real estate agent and you can see what their activity is and what they're doing. That is a major component. If you look them up on realtor.ca, you can see what's going on in their life. And you can see, and you take a look and you can see that there's all these listings that person has. And then it gives you some kind of an idea of what they're doing. And you just click that view all. And you can see right at the moment what this person is doing. And you know what? It's not perfect. I don't always have this many listings or this little listings. It happens to be that this is a good time for having some component. Next is the easy one. All you have to do is go to Google Reviews, put the person's name in, and then right afterwards say Google Reviews. And you're going to see something very interesting. Once you open it up, you can see right away that there are some Google reviews for that individual. Click on it, open it up, and right away you can see a mix of different people making different comments about the person, telling you a little bit why they like the person and how well they performed. And the other really cool thing about this is you can also see if there's a good mix of nationalities that are giving you some feedback, because you know what? I think it's really important to know that you're not just stuck in one classification of type of communities, and you can see that that person or that agent works well with everybody. There are also a lot of other tools that you can use when you're on the internet to see what's going on with that individual, but you can check out and see how many different websites they have, how many landing platforms are they using. You can see that there's a lot of different things about that individual that gives you some kind of an opinion. Guess what? Look up Facebook. You can see what they're doing. This gives you an idea, the level of activity. Sometimes, believe it or not, if you're too busy, you can't keep up with some of the information and stuff you're doing, and maybe you should really hire an assistant because you just got too much work on the go. But I think it's really important to realize that if you can look these things up on the internet, you can see everything that person is doing, and it gives you kind of a good warm fuzzy feeling or a flavor of what type of person you're going to be dealing with. And on top of that, when you see them, like what I'm doing right now on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, you kind of get a feeling and understanding of what type of person you're dealing with, and you get a good vibe from them. Hey, maybe that's the person for you. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm Brian, your realtor mentor. Like, follow my videos, and if you need help buying, selling, or leasing a home, give me a shout. I'm your guy.